weeks, people have been saying, oh, the war's going to start this weekend or next weekend. We're here on the verge of another weekend and the same refrain.
Yeah.
Could it be this weekend?
Yeah, it could be. The narrative just keeps, it's really hard to come up with different titles for articles every day when the signals are mixed, and that's what we've had. Yes, it could happen, and seems like things are moving into place where it will happen.
Yeah. I was just talking on the phone with former Ambassador Danny Ayalon. He says the timing is critical right now, but he thinks all the pieces are falling into place right now.
Yeah, when you look at some of the, we've been waiting for some weeks now for the USS Gerald Ford, since it was announced that it was coming this way, to get off the coast of Haifa, to get in the eastern Mediterranean, and that has happened.
Right.
You've also got reports that the bases on Bahrain are almost empty, the U.S. bases. So they've been sent out to sea, to the naval ports and everything, sent out to presumably defend against what might come their way, especially with all the Iranian threats that we've had now for weeks and weeks and weeks, even as the Iranians say, oh yeah, talks are going swell.
Yeah, that's what they said coming out of Geneva as well.
Yeah.
You know, we just had an interview with Abramowitz with Gary Lane. He talks about the politics, that maybe this is going to impact the fall elections, and Trump would like to have the war over sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. I mean, and not just by a couple weeks, but by several months. And that's another reason why I think a lot of people have imagined that it will come soon, even though it seems like it's stalled out for a long time. We also had the notice that the U.S. Embassy is sending non-personnel, non-essential personnel out of the. That's a significant one as well.
Yeah.
And so you have all these factors together, plus the political that you mentioned. Also, Benjamin Netanyahu has elections coming up. They have to be by October 27th, later in the year. And so I don't think politics is driving all of this, but certainly the timing has to be considered when you want to get your message across to voters closely before midterms or before a Knesset elections. So you really have to have whatever is done over with sometime soon.
And a lot of people are looking at the biblical calendar. We have Purim coming up in Sunday, Monday. Of course, this is, for those, just a refresher, this is the story of Esther, who was really the savior, in a sense, of the Jewish people. Haman was trying to literally annihilate the Jewish people, but she stood in the gap, and we have that celebration. This is ancient Persia.
Right.
And Haman, someone was making the point, actually, Ambassador Ayalon, Haman kind of refers to Khomeini. The root word is about the same.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but you know, the threats from Haman are almost identical to the threats we've heard from the Iranian leadership since the Republic was formed.
Right.
And by the way, that was 47 years ago now. They just celebrated that anniversary. It may be their last one to celebrate, because that's a long, long time for a regime like that to be in power, given that they're the #1 state sponsor of terror and that they've threatened to destroy Israel numerous times.
Yeah, and President Trump made that point in his State of the Union address, that they are the largest state sponsor in the world, and that he will not allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what your sense is, Chris. Mine is that enough is enough. I think both Netanyahu and Trump feel that way. I think they see this as a golden moment, and I don't think Trump is very patient about the length of time these things take. And when you look at the rehearsal that they did just to oust Maduro from Venezuela, rehearsals over and over and over again, imagine what they've been doing on this level, and I think that speaks partly to how many times Netanyahu and Trump have gotten together in the last year.
Yeah, with about 30 seconds left, John, how can people pray about this? I mean, right now you literally have the future of the Iranian people at stake. You have the region, what's going to happen to the region. How should people be praying?
Well, I think just what you said, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. pray for liberty for the Iranian people, especially all those millions of Iranians who've come to the Lord in the last couple of decades. To see freedom over there would be a whole revolutionary thing in a good way.
Yeah.
And also prayer for protection for all the forces, Israeli, United States, and that the innocents aren't killed in the middle of this.
Yeah, and for wisdom for President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Exactly.
John Weige, great to be with you again.
Thank you, Chris.